The company that built the world's very first zero-turn mower is still cranking them out today in a small Kansas town most folks couldn't find on a map. More than 50 years after introducing its first zero-turn mower to the U.S. market, that machine is still rolling off the line right where it started. And here's the part that gets people. There's a real chance you've never even heard its name. When you spot a zero-turn at a big box store wearing a shiny American-made badge, that badge can mean a couple of very different things. Sometimes it means the machine was designed, fabricated, welded, and assembled right here. A lot of the time it just means the parts were sourced from suppliers scattered across the globe and then bolted together on this side of the ocean. The sticker almost never tells you which one you're looking at, but the real ones are still out there. Zero turns cut, welded, and assembled on American soil by companies that don't fight for shelf space at the home center and don't spend a fortune shouting their name from every billboard. 4 of them, specifically. And no, we're not talking about John Deere or Toro. Those are built in America too, but everybody already knows those names. These 4 have been hiding in plain sight. One of them started in a garage and clawed its way up to trade punches with the giants. One puts a single joystick right under your hand, while every other mower has you wrestling 2 stiff levers all afternoon. One is the machine professional crews quietly swear by while homeowners walk right past it without a second look. And the last one? It's the grandfather of them all. The one that helped define this entire category. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly which of these 4 belongs on your land, what each one is really going to cost you, and why that badge on the big box floor isn't telling you the whole truth. Let's get into it. Pull up behind almost any professional mowing crew in this country and watch what rolls off the trailer first. There's a good chance it wears one name: Scag. And here's the strange part: ask the average homeowner if they've ever heard of it, and you'll mostly get a blank stare. That gap between what the pros trust and what the public knows is exactly why this brand kicks off our list. Scag Power Equipment builds its machines in Mayville, Wisconsin as a division of Metalcraft of Mayville, and it's been doing that since the brand was founded back in 1983. This is not a label slapped on an imported chassis. Scag designs, fabricates, and assembles its mowers right here in the United States, and today it stands as one of America's best-known independent commercial mower manufacturers. And unlike many consumer-focused brands, Scag's core frames, decks, and final assembly remain rooted in American manufacturing. The company has real manufacturing depth behind it too. Metalcraft has been building Scag products since the brand's earliest days and acquired the company outright in 1986. So let's talk about why a Scag survives seasons that quietly retire other mowers. Take the flagship Turf Tiger 2. Its Velocity Plus cutter deck isn't stamped out of one thin sheet of metal, it's a tri-plate design. Built from 3 steel plates that reinforce the high wear areas right where the blades do their work. The blade spindles are cast iron, spinning on tapered roller bearings instead of the cheaper ball bearings most machines settle for, with top-mounted grease fittings so you're not crawling under the deck to service them. Power moves through dual hydro gear pumps and Parker wheel motors, and on the Turf Tiger, a solid drive shaft, not a long stretched-out belt, drives the deck. That's the kind of detail commercial operators look for when they're buying equipment expected to survive years of heavy use. And the people behind Scag didn't just build a company. The brand has spent decades pushing mower design forward, including highly influential commercial mower platforms that helped shape the stand-on and zero-turn market. This brand has real fingerprints on the industry. Now, a fair word of honesty, Scag does not build its own engines. Like very nearly every mower on the planet, its sources them you'll find Kawasaki, Kohler, Briggs Vanguard, and Kubota diesel options depending on the machine, the frame, the deck, the fabrication, the assembly that's the American-built part, and that's what your money is really buying. And speaking of money, Scag is dealer only. You will not find one stacked on a pallet under fluorescent lights at a big box store, and the company doesn't splash its prices all over the internet. But dealer pricing tells the story. You can get into a Liberty Z in roughly the mid-$5,000 range, step up into the commercial lineup, and prices climb quickly. And that flagship Turf Tiger 2? Depending on engine choice and configuration, it can push well into the mid-teens and beyond. If speed is your thing, the Cheetah 2 will carry you up to 16 miles an hour. This brand builds machines that genuinely move. So who is Scag actually for? If you're babying a small, flat suburban lot, a Turf Tiger is beautiful overkill, and even a Liberty Z is honestly more mower than you need. But if you've got real acreage, or you cut grass for a living, this is one of the most respected American-built names you can put under you, backed by a company that still fabricates and assembles its machines in Wisconsin and has spent decades earning the trust of commercial operators. That's a machine built to be worked hard for a long, long time. If Scag is the seasoned pro who never needed to advertise, this next brand is the scrappy underdog who crashed the party and started undercutting everybody. And the origin story is almost too American to be true. It begins in a garage in Arkansas where two guys, Phil Pulley and Robert Foster, started tinkering with a zero turn of their own. The company was founded in 1998. But the first real machines didn't roll out until 2002 out of a modest 20,000 square foot shop in Batesville's Industrial Park, built by a crew of just 20 people. Today, that operation has exploded into a campus of more than 800,000 square feet, employing hundreds. And Bad Boy's mower manufacturing remains centered right there in Batesville, Arkansas, and that's exactly why Bad Boy made this list. Its core mower fabrication and assembly remain rooted in American manufacturing rather than overseas production. Here's what makes Bad Boy matter for this list specifically. This brand didn't try to be the most expensive. It built its entire reputation by walking straight up to the big names Deere, Toro, Cub Cadet, Husqvarna, and offering commercial-grade construction at a price that helped make the bigger brands take notice. That's the whole pitch. American iron, heavy build, aggressive value. And the build is no joke. Take the ZT Elite Bad Boy's best-selling residential machine. It sits on a 2-inch by 2-inch all-steel welded rail frame, rides on 3/8-inch thick steel front forks, and cuts with a solid steel fully welded deck formed from roughly 3/16-inch that's 7-gauge steel. Select ZT Elite configurations feature Bad Boy's patented independent front suspension system, which is genuinely rare in this class, soaking up rough ground so your spine doesn't have to. Underneath, you get dual Hydro Gear 30 100 drive systems and your choice of Kawasaki or Kohler power. On price, there's truly a Bad Boy for almost any budget. Dealer pricing varies by region and configuration, but the lineup stretches from entry-level residential models into premium commercial machines that can exceed $20,000. From a weekend homeowner to a full-time landscaper, the lineup covers it. Now the warranty. And here's where I'm going to be straight with you, because a lot of videos get this flat wrong. You'll see people online claim Bad Boy gives a 5-year warranty. That is not what the official paperwork says. On a residential Zeton Elite, the coverage is the lesser of 2 years or 200 hours, and critically, if you use that residential machine commercially, the warranty is void. Step up to a Maverick and you get 2 years or 400 hours. The engines, by the way, are covered separately by Kawasaki or Kohler, not by Bad Boy. The one genuinely standout promise is this: the leading edge of the deck shell, the part that takes the most abuse, is warranted for the entire lifetime of the machine to the original owner. That's real, and it's worth knowing. But go in clear-eyed about those hour limits. A couple more honest notes. Bad Boy is American-built and proud of it. But it's no longer the pure founder-owned operation it started as a private equity firm, the Sterling Group, took an investment stake back in 2019. The manufacturing stayed in Batesville. The ownership structure simply changed. And at the very top end, a maxed-out Bad Boy isn't trying to out-finesse a $20,000 commercial Scag its superpower is value, not winning a spec sheet shootout. So if your goal is the most genuinely American-made machine for every dollar you spend, Bad Boy is one of the hardest names in the country to argue with. Here's a name almost no homeowner in America has ever spoken out loud, and yet some of the biggest names in mowing have. Because long before most people ever saw it on a dealer floor, Country Clipper was building zero-turn mowers in Iowa while helping supply machines to other brands throughout the industry. The badge didn't always say Country Clipper. The steel underneath still came from Corydon, Iowa. That's the strange truth about Country Clipper. It's a division of Shivers Manufacturing, a family-owned company that's been in Corydon since 1968, and its first business wasn't even mowers. Shivers made its name building grain drying systems for farms. Then, in 1984, the family expanded into zero-turn mowers, becoming one of the early pioneers of the category. This is a genuinely small operation, and Country Clipper mowers are still designed and built right there in Iowa. And that's exactly why it made this list. While much of the industry shifted toward larger corporate ownership and increasingly global supply chains, Country Clipper's mower manufacturing remains rooted in the same Iowa community where it started. But here's why Country Clipper truly earns its spot, and why I told you the steering would matter. While every other brand on this list, Scag, Bad Boy, all of them hands you 2 lap bar levers to steer, Country Clipper offers something few manufacturers have ever attempted: a single point-and-go joystick. One hand, one lever. You push where you want to go, and the machine goes. Country Clipper introduced its joystick steering system back in the late 1980s, and it remains one of the brand's signature features today. Then there's the trick that'll change your weekends. Many Country Clipper models feature the patented stand-up deck. Instead of jacking the mower up and crawling underneath to change a blade or scrape out caked grass, you can raise the cutting deck into a service position in minutes. No separate jack required. Pair that with the contoured DTS system, a center pivoting front axle, and dual independent deck suspension that lets the deck float over uneven ground, plus a fuel tank tucked under the seat for a lower center of gravity, and you've got a machine engineered by people who clearly mow real, lumpy, real-world land. Now let's talk lineup and real money. The residential side starts with the compact Avenue, steps up to the Boulevard, and tops out with the XLT series. From there, you cross into the commercial lineup with machines like the Challenger and Charger. Pricing varies by dealer, engine choice, and configuration, but the lineup stretches from residential models in the lower thousands into commercial machines that can push well past $10,000. Power across much of the lineup comes from Kawasaki V twin engines. Iowa builds the machine, Kawasaki supplies the power. On warranty, it's honest and competitive. Residential models carry multi-year coverage, while commercial models receive warranty protection that includes both time and hour limitations depending on the machine and application. And now the honest part, because you deserve the full picture. Country Clipper's single biggest drawback isn't the machine, it's finding one. The dealer network is relatively small. If there's a dealer near you, fantastic. If there isn't, then sales, service, and parts can become a genuine hassle, and that's a real consideration on a machine you'll own for a decade. It's also a niche family brand, not a fleet-scale commercial powerhouse. Everything you've watched so far, Scag, Bad Boy, Country Clipper, and virtually every modern zero-turn mower on the market owes something to this last company. Because Hustler didn't just build a great zero-turn. Hustler helped create the category itself. Here's how it happened. Back in 1963, inventor John Deere had a problem. Ordinary riding mowers couldn't handle uneven, obstacle-filled ground. He brought that design to Excel Industries, a company founded in Heston, Kansas, in 1960. Excel saw the potential immediately, and in 1964 put the machine into production under the name the Hustler. That mower is widely recognized as the first commercially produced hydrostatic zero-turn mower, helping launch an entirely new category of equipment. More than 60 years later, Hustler is still building mowers in Heston, Kansas in 2024. The brand celebrated 60 years since the original Hustler entered production. Now, I promised you honesty on every one of these, so here it is on Hustler. This is no longer a scrappy, independent company. In 2021, Stanley Black & Decker acquired Excel Industries for $375 million, bringing Hustler into the same broader corporate family that includes brands connected to Cub Cadet and other outdoor power equipment businesses. But, and this is the part that keeps it on our list, the manufacturing never left. Hustler mowers continue to be designed and built in Heston, Kansas. The ownership changed hands. The American factory didn't. And the machines have stayed serious. The lineup runs from the homeowner-friendly Raptor and the versatile Fast Track all the way up to the commercial Super Z and even the massive Super 104 built for enormous open properties. Look at the flagship Super Z Hyperdrive and you'll see why crews trust it. A fabricated commercial-grade VX4 deck, heavy-duty frame construction, Kawasaki FX or Vanguard big block engine options, and Hustler's Hyperdrive hydraulic system. It can reach speeds up to 16 miles an hour, while Hustler's smooth track steering system is designed to provide precise control around obstacles. The warranties are among the strongest in the industry. Coverage varies by model, with residential machines receiving multi-year protection and premium commercial models carrying extensive coverage that includes separate protection for major drive system components. On price, there's a Hustler for nearly every buyer. The lineup stretches from residential models in the lower thousands to premium commercial machines that can climb well into the five-figure range depending on deck size, engine choice, and configuration. So let's bring it home. 4 machines, 4 American factories, 4 completely different reasons to care. Scag, out of Mayville, Wisconsin, the premium commercial name, the Prues Trust, and the public overlooks. Bad Boy, out of Batesville, Arkansas, the garage-born underdog that hands you heavy American steel for the least money. Country Clipper, out of Corydon, Iowa, the tiny family operation doing things with a joystick and a flip-up deck that not one giant has dared to copy. And Hustler, out of Heston, Kansas, the grandfather of them all, still building the machine it invented 60 years ago. Now, which one belongs under you? If your goal is the most American iron per dollar, start with Bad Boy. If you've got serious acreage or you cut grass for a living, look hard at a Scag or a Hustler Super Z. If you want something genuinely different and you don't mind tracking down a smaller dealer, Country Clipper will surprise you. And if it's history and bloodline you're after, you buy the one that started the whole thing. Here's the real takeaway, though. The next time you see that little American-made badge on a hood, don't just trust it, ask the harder question. Was this machine actually fabricated and welded and assembled here? Or were the parts shipped in from around the world and simply bolted together on this side of the ocean? Because as you just saw, the real thing still exists. You just have to know where to look. If this is the kind of straight, verified, no hype breakdown you wish you'd had before your last big purchase, do me a favor and subscribe. That's exactly what we do here, every single time. And I want to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 4 would you park in your garage? And if there's an American-built brand you swear by that I didn't name, drop it below. I read every one. I'll see you in the next one.